One of my most favorite parts about Monday morning is getting to sit here and talk with Dan Smith from Vail Mountain Rescue. Dan, thank you so much for being here this morning.
As always, the coffee's free.
Yeah, right. That's my reason for coming too.
Absolutely. Can't be work. It's got to be the free coffee.
100%. So we were going to talk about Colorado Gives Day.
Yeah, which is tomorrow. And this, for a lot of nonprofits, is a huge chunk of their funding. For us, it's about 15 to 20% of our funding in a given year. And we have a tendency of eating equipment. Sometimes it's ropes, though we have a whole bag of ropes now that have been damaged, so they say not for human loads. So if this is for pulling boats out of rivers and stuck cars and things like that, so we don't screw up our good ropes. Well, more of our good ropes, because those used to be good ropes, and then we used them up. So we eat a lot of gear that way. Electronics and software gets better and better and better. There's now $800 a year piece of software that lets us do most of the cell phone forensics we normally go to the Air Force for automatically and get 75% answers without the interpretation of people who have done this for decades in about 15, 20 minutes.
Which
and
saves a mission.
Oh, yeah, well, and then as we'll still go to the Air Force and they'll develop it better, but at least gets us in the right spot, or in general the right spot, or at least not in the wrong spots.
Yeah.
A lot of times cell phones just get you not in the wrong place, which is, that's a good place not to be. You don't want to be in the wrong place. Then we figure out the right place. We don't go through trucks a lot, but we tend to break things that are attached to trucks, like lights and things like that. Trees are very unkind to overhead lights.
I would imagine.
So we have to replace those periodically. And just training. Training for us is, we do a tremendous amount of it. And now we're getting more and more using outside trainers. We've got the folks down at Ouray for Rigging for Rescue. They're coming up to do 20 people and do it up here. Now you're saving some money because you're just saving a lot of travel time. And they give us a very good price, but it's still a fairly large chunk of money to train 20 people how to rig. It's a 5-day class.
Wow.
So those kinds of things get to be very important. But we still do a lot of self-training. But you get the outsiders in. We'll probably have Mike Mather come in the summer and do another Swiftwater, probably Swiftwater 2, because we did Swiftwater 1 last year. And it's just a constant cycle because you have people changing out, and you have to keep your training skills up. So that's a big chunk of our money. Radios, those things they react unkindly when you have one on your chest and you swing into a rock. Now your chest reacts unkindly too, but the radio doesn't make it, you do. So we've been known to break a radio or two. So all those things are just a part of doing business for us, and it costs money to replace them, and that's what Colorado Gives Day provides us. So a bunch of us will be out jumping around street corners, wave. You'll see people in this red jacket waving signs, and it's trying to remind you to get on the internet or dial in and make your donation, because we really appreciate it.
Gives Day. Tomorrow is Colorado Gives Day, so make sure that you get out there and you donate some money to the fabulous people of Vail Mountain Rescue, because remember, if they need to come rescue it's free of charge, so you should give back to them and also give back to the community. We'll be right back after we go take a look at that local weather forecast with Ashley.